Good morning, everybody on YouTube. This is Rick Thomas from Obsolete Video Services. Today, I want to cover the questions and answers and the curiosity that people have been emailing me and actual phone calls about the Cartrivision restoration that I've been working on. As you guys know, I've got a machine that's almost 97% in full working order, and it hasn't been easy. Over the past 2.5 years, maybe close to 2.5 years, I've gotten 5 Cartrivision machines given to me, donations, whatever, just like this one behind me, which is also a donation. So I thought I'd take a moment to show you what I'm talking about. I mean, just because you get a Cartrivision machine does not mean you're going to be able to fix it. All right? That's the biggest problem. You always need parts. You always need parts. In my case, I had to take 5 or 6 machines to build one machine. So just to show you, this is like one of the most impossible piece of video equipment to rebuild because you need multiple machines, you need a lot of parts, and it's very, very early electronics, so parts are not available, okay? Well, this is a machine that was donated to me recently, and I want to show you what I mean by Cartrivision being one of the hardest machines in the world to fix without parts and without a service manual and know-how how to work on one of these. You can't restore one of them. It's a really impossible, hard machine to fix. I mean, like I said, I've been doing this for over 30 years, guys. I've never had a piece of video equipment this difficult to work on in my life. We've gotten 5 or 6 machines over a period of 2.5 years, and I was able to build the working one that I have, which you've seen in my previous videos, which is 97% done. And let me just take you a little walk through what it took to get there. I mean, that was not easy to do. 2.5 years of hard work, research, parts, belts, you name it. This machine is a disaster, and I'm about to tell you guys why, okay? First of all, the only thing that was really usable on this particular machine, and some other things I'll take off of it, was the video head, which obviously you see I took that off. I got that here. The video head tips are good, and this board is really good. So I will keep this on the side as for spare parts because this is, like I said, a one-off part that you just can't get. All right. Now let's talk about the disaster of this machine. All right. The video head connects to the scanner motor, which is right here. You got 3 bolts, right? Can't even turn it. Hard as a rock. Look at that. Can't even turn it. Problem number 1, without a donor machine that has a working scanner motor, you're screwed. Can't even turn the thing. It's hard as a rock. All right. Problem number 2, Capistan roller is gooey and it's rusted solid to the pin, so it doesn't even spin. Can't even get it off the shaft. It's rusted solid. That whole mechanism engagement right there is solid rust. It won't even go up or go down. Same thing with these loading pins that go around the drum. Rusted solid. Won't even move. That's problem number 3, okay? Okay, problem number 4. All the wires, like I told you, on the Cartrivision I'm fixing, I'm going to be changing these out on my working unit. Look at that. All the wires are breaking off the connectors on every one of these. And this is a common thing with Cartrivision. All the wires start breaking off, the little connectors, like I said, in my case, I'm rebuilding it with brand new connectors, putting the wires back where they belong, because mine's an actual working machine compared to something like this. But if you have a machine that's a complete dead in the water like this, I'm just trying to tell you guys that this is exhausting work to fix this machine. It really is. But these have to be fixed. There's no way around it, okay? So let me turn this thing around and show you some of the other disastrous parts to this thing. Okay, so all right, so here's the back of the machine, okay? As you can see, you got to know how to wire it, which this person did know how to hook up the wire and connect it to give this thing power, okay? Disaster number 4, motor frozen up like a rock. So you would have to research a motor. This has got a very wide shaft on it. I mean, you can find them. This is not really a hard thing to get a replacement for, but then you have to buy one of these. And this is one of the things you can actually probably substitute something else for. hard as a rock. And if you're not into electronics or you're not a tech, you're not even going to touch this thing. Trust me, you won't even bother with it. But hard as a rock, so that makes this part of the machine useless, okay? Second of all, you got these belts. See this belt? It's so stretched and you can't get them. These belts are impossible to find. So I had to research and find one. It took a while, but I found something that actually works on my new machine. But you see, on the Cartrivision machines, the belts always go to hell. Either they break or they're so loose that they're useless and you can't do anything with them. And same thing with the belt that goes on the inside there. It's a plastic rubber shaft belt and you can't get those, so I substituted it with a rubber belt. But the belts, an impossible feat to get. Then you got these little brake tires to go around these pulleys, and this one's missing. Can't get them, okay? So if you don't have that pulley, there's no brakes to the unit. There's also other tires on here, which you can find if you research them out, but that's an impossible part. So you're looking at 5 things that are bad right there. Then you got to take this mechanism out of here, and the mechanism that makes it go up and down around the shaft, which works with this gear mechanism. There's a plastic gear in there that cracks, so the gear slips. So if that's cracked, you're dead in the water. There's no fixing that, okay? So the Cartrivision is a very, very, very hard machine. Besides the fish tank, which has to be completely recapped and restored because the capacitors ain't any good on it. This is a very early machine from 1971-72. The Cartrivision has probably 10 issues. The switches are bad. You got bad motor caps. Everything is shot in this machine. It was made with some very, very cheap parts, but it was made with one-off parts on a lot of things that you can't get replacements for. But this is a donor machine. I appreciate everybody who gives me machines for parts to work on my unit. But we were able to build one unit out of, what, 6? And mine works 100%. Just got to tie up on a few little things to get it back up online. We'll be able to actually use it. But Cartrivision is a very difficult machine to work on, to fix, to get parts. Getting parts for this thing is, oh my God, it's really hard. But when certain things break on it, like plastic gears and things like that, you're dead in the water. It's got bad motors. It's got a bad scanner motor. It's got a bad drive motor. You can't get bolts for it. And then you got to rebuild the connectors. People wonder about, it can't be that hard doing what I do. It's that hard, people. It's not easy. This is a lot of work, a lot of money. I put a ton of money in that machine just to get it to where it's at. It's at 97% done. I must have put about 1,000 or 1,300 hours into that machine out of my own money. But it's going to be a working one that could be set up in my studio for transfers. I don't know anybody that is going to have virtually a 100% machine like that working. That's going to be used for transfers directly into a time-based corrector, into a digital file from these rare videotapes that are done on Cartrivision. My machine has been restored like no other. That's why nobody wants to work on this machine. Anybody who's curiosity about them, they may have one for a display piece, but they're sure in the hell ain't gonna tackle to try to get it restored. So I hope that explains to you guys about Cartrivision. It takes between 5 and 6 machines to build one if you know what you're doing, which most people don't. You gotta have a lot of parts. Everything is a disaster on these things. It's gotta be done step by step, just like all the machines that I work on. When you got bad motors, bad belts, this is all one-off stuff that you can't get. This motor you could probably replace with a different type, but this one here you can't. You have to have the exact motor for it. So there's a lot of problems with Cartrivision, but I hope that gives you an idea. This is like going to Egypt and looking for another tomb that's like King Tut's to find a fortune. Pretty much that's what it's like. It's an impossible thing. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video.